Hey guys, this is my second run in my Conquering Crevasse series, and this run will be on stage 5 of the Crevasse in the DFFOO 5th anniversary in global. In this stage, the key strategy is actually abusing the force code that gives the enemy an instant turn when they are above 60% force gauge, which is the force code number 2. In this stage in particular, you can really make use of it, and you can combine it with Machina's LD and FR force time, as well as a Warrior of Light LD call, and I'll show you how to do so here. First of all, you want a party of Machina, Ramza and Lunafreya in that particular order, and you want the starting turn order to be in reverse, which is Luna followed by Ramza followed by Machina. The goal with Lunafreya at the start is to charge your force gauge using her S1 and her LD to get instant turns, while keeping a very close eye on the enemy's force gauge. You want to try to time it so that you use the Warrior of Light LD call near the end of Lunafreya's rotation and right before the bosses hit 60% force gauge. Why is that useful here? Well, the bosses start the fight here in Kraken mode, and in this mode, every time they get a turn, they will regen brave, and that's actually quite helpful here because when they regen brave, the AI will default to using a generic HP attack since they have brave, and since they are only using a generic HP attack, the Warrior of Light LD call will always mitigate the damage down to 0, and the shields will last forever because the bosses won't really do any brave attack on you. And because they are consistently warping their turns, they will also charge their own force gauge while charging your force gauge as well. Anyway, I'm coming quite close to 60%, so you will soon see what I'm referring to. I think I can squeeze in one more action here, so I use additional ability. Okay, I'm at 58.8%, so this is where I use the Warrior of Light LD call. Ideally, after using the Warrior of Light LD call, you immediately want to end Lunafreya's turn. Do not use another LD because you will burn off the LD call aura from Warrior of Light. Also, the other reason is that you actually want to try your best to start Machina's turn when the bosses are close to 100%. So this is really the best time to pass her turn to Ramza, so I just use an S2 to end her turn. Very importantly, throughout Lunafreya's rotation, do not use EX. You want to let the EX buff fall off, otherwise everyone in your party will be hitting for once. Once more, do not press EX at all. Ramza's turn is really just to bridge the gap to bring the boss as close to 100% as possible, as well as of course setting up auras and buffs to the party so that Machina will deal increased damage during his turn. Throughout all of these actions, the boss will continuously warp their turns and will continuously use laser, but like I said earlier, as long as Warrior of Light Shield's buff is up on your characters, you will always be taking 0 damage from laser. Don't forget to use the Sith LD call before you end Ramza's turn so that you get the Sith LD call aura up. Lastly, I use Ramza's S2 Galvanize to end his turn, mainly so that he can reapply some buffs on the party and cap everyone up at 6 buffs each. On hindsight, maybe it would be better to just use his LD to end his turn because I don't think that buff really makes much of a difference versus the damage that the LD can bring. This is the ideal situation starting Machina's turn when the bosses are close to 100%. You immediately want to use LD to apply Spiral Lynchpin because he will be abusing his Spiral Lynchpin counter very soon. Of course, after using his LD, the boss will enter Force Time and will use Meteor++, but you will also still be protected by the Warrior of Light LD call, so don't worry about the damage. Now this part is very important. The bosses enter 10 turns of Force Time, but they will slowly whittle down their Force Time because they get instant turns. You must get them out of Force Time before you start BT mode because they cannot die while they are in Force Time. It's ideal to go into FR as soon as possible here so that you can capitalize on the Spiral Lynchpin plus 25% to the Force Gauge bonus since the bosses will continuously trigger it with their instant turns. Finally, with the 1 turn remaining of Quick Prayer, I use his PT Plus to get his PT Plus aura up. Here I use a Prishe LD call. My Prishe actually has a 505 ultimate weapon, but I don't think you really need it. The goal though is that you want to actually push the bosses to 79% so that they trigger the Marlboro mode. You want both bosses to hit 79% here because Marlboro mode is actually advantageous to you. As you can see, when they enter Marlboro mode, they get 3 instant turns each. And that actually helps you because once more you're still protected by the Warrior of Light LD call, and each time they attack you, you will trigger, or they will trigger Spiral Lynchpin, and you get another plus 25% to the Force Gauge. Now at this point, as you can see, Machina has 5 framed buffs, leaving 1 buff slot open, so there is a small chance that Machina can get debuffed with Blind. However, even if you do get debuffed with Blind, it is not a run ender. All you have to do is just wait until the boss's turns are over, at which point they will be out of Force Time and will be at 0% Force Gauge. Warrior of Light Shield actually just nicely tanked all the attacks throughout this part, and here Machina will get his turn again. This is where you enter BT mode. Now if you are debuffed with Blind, your first action in BT mode should actually be EX. If you use EX here, he will get a framed buff from the EX which will push off the Blind debuff. I did not use EX because Machina is only inflicted with poison, so I opted to instead use Furious Blades because that represents more damage. But that is definitely an option if you did get unlucky and get debuffed with Blind. Now there is quite a bit of leeway here. Machina has a 505 ultimate weapon equipped, so he does do quite a bit of damage here, and it's enough to actually kill off the bosses in the PT mode. But if they still survive at the end, you still will come out of BT mode with 1 turn of Force Time remaining, after which you can then pop Summon mode and use Ramza's EX to close out the fight. Brother's Summon should deal tremendous amounts of damage at 1 turn of Force Time remaining. As far as alternatives go, I can't think of any alternative to the Warrior of Light LD call, so that call is probably mandatory. The Cait LD call is very nice to have because it helps Machina push out damage and ensure that he always caps his Brave. But if you don't have Cait LD call, you can just use something like a Iroha or FuSoYa call. Finally, for Machina himself, if you don't have a Prishe LD call, you could consider using a Cyan LD call to help push the bosses to 79% threshold and trigger the Marlboro mode instant turns. So that's it for this run. As always, I hope the video has been helpful, and if you enjoy the content, do leave a like, comment or subscribe. It really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Crevasse fight. Bye!